Mac and Perry, go live to create. Da-na-na-na, Mac and Perry, invite you to stay.
Hello and welcome back to Tell Us Story Hives on location in Fort McMurray. We're on Treaty 8 territory, Métis Nation Region 17. I'm Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host,
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability, and this is
Brenda Carter, fabric artist from Fort McMurray.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us and inviting us into your home. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for folks watching at home, Brenda Carter is a textile artist in Fort McMurray who creates vibrant, funky colored fabric collages, as well as an assortment of other items, which we may very well get to later. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, for this first segment, it's just some icebreakers, just to get to know you, not, kind of outside of your artistic practice a little bit, I guess. And just, yeah. But the first thing we have is some trivia. Do you like trivia normally or not really?
No.
No? Well, we appreciate you indulging us here.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. And we have trivia for each other too, which will be fun. So, but anyway, our first piece of trivia for you, Brenda, is because it's situated under the southern edge of the auroral oval, Fort McMurray bears witness to the aurora borealis, northern lights, approximately how many nights a year? Is it A, approximately 100 plus out of 365, B, 300 plus, C, 200 plus, or D, they are only ever visible in Fort McMurray on Christmas Eve?
Yes, no.
No. If you had to
Let's
guess?
go 200.
200?
Sure.
C?
Sure.
That is correct, according to Google. I don't really know, but there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Nice. I feel like let's have a piece of trivia for Michael or I. So maybe let's read that top one there, which is my trivia for Michael. And we'll see how well Michael knows me.
Okay. I create fabric collage art. The closest thing Daniel's seen to this style of artwork in person are the pieces of embroidery art hanging in his parents' home. But who made them? His aunt, Nikki Perryman, his high school friend, Kate Allison, a family friend, Jill Randall, an unknown artist.
oof, that is something we've never discussed. I don't remember seeing those pieces at his parents' home. Don't think it would be like his friend. I'm gonna go with his aunt. No?
You're good.
Yeah. That's like a
Nikki
thing that you hang
Perryman.
up.
Nice.
We're good.
Yeah, nice. We're all, yeah, 1 for 1. And next, I believe, yeah, sure. Let's have the piece of trivia that Michael has prepared for me. Take it away.
My artistic practice revolves around just about anything to do with fabric. Michael isn't skilled in working with textiles, but he does try to reduce waste by repairing fabric items from time to time. What was the last thing he had repaired? A tear in a sound dampened panel from his cat Philippe. B, the knees in pair of a pants. C, the zipper on a back country tent. D, a hole in a pair of sneakers.
Wow. Okay, my first instincts go towards Philippe, because I know Philippe can be a menace. Or maybe the tent zipper? I feel like both of those are quite... I'm going to go with the tent zipper, which I think was C.
Wow, we're so good. Are you sure you guys didn't cheat?
No, we didn't.
Normally don't do this well.
We don't normally do this well.
It's all about the fabric.
Yeah, awesome. And I think that Michael might have a piece of trivia for you. And I'll just give him a second here. But yeah, we don't normally do that well. So that's super interesting.
That's a good sign, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, let's carry on.
Yeah. Nice.
Wait till I pull out one of these.
Totally. All right.
Since you have cats, I'm going to ask you a pet-related question. So, I was looking at, I found there was a census that in 2025 came out for Fort McMurray. And for the first time, the municipal census collected information on household pets. With a population of over 100,000 people, how many pets were reported across the municipality? I rounded up to the nearest thousandth. Is it A, 10,000 pets, B, 18,000 pets, C, 24,000 pets, or D, 51,000 pets in Fort McMurray?
I'd go for 51.
51, yeah, okay. Well, it's actually not. I was a bit surprised by this. It's 18,395, which seems low.
I don't think they're reporting all their pets.
I don't think so, right?
That,
And there, just as a fun note, there was, again, rounding, 11,000 dogs, 6,000 cats, 200 rodents, and 18 horses.
oh, I don't think that's accurate.
That's what the census said.
Well-
I do not vie for its accuracy. But yeah, 8,000.
Nice. Awesome. Well, there you go. That's our trivia out of the way.
Thank you.
So we'll move swiftly along to our this or that game. We'll just pick something out of the hat, read it out, and see what all of our preferences are. I might let you do the honors and go first. And yeah, just read out whatever you get.
Theme park or museum?
Theme park or museum? I think we got this the other day, actually, but I think I would usually go with museum. I think my days at the theme park are pretty much over. Big crowds and stuff, not a fan. So yeah, I'd go with museum and just take in some art, and yeah, that's what I would do. But how about you?
Well,
Would you go theme park?
yes, I would.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's awesome. Yeah, what would make you choose theme park?
Well, it depends on the park.
Sure.
And can I say my Disney?
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're a big fan of Disney? Yeah.
I am. Yeah, it makes me happy.
Mhm. Have you had a chance to go to Disneyland or not yet?
I've done both parks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, the last one was in 2020 in
Mhm.
Disney World and on my birthday.
Oh, nice. Double whammy.
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty old. With my sisters.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that much fun.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
But I got there, so it's all good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, there's a lot to see. And as far as Disney goes, I'm fascinated with Walt Disney and what he has created. So
Mhm.
so it's more him
Mm.
and
Sure.
and how everything evolved and the logistics and his journey
Mhm.
getting to where he did and
Mhm.
what we have now. It's pretty amazing.
Mhm.
But all the logistics in that. When I went there, I went to a tour. It was the underground, the Kingdom Park.
Mm.
I got to go underground and see how how it all works and the
Oh.
cast members and everything underneath.
Mm.
So it's not something that you would normally go to that theme park to
Totally.
see, but it was to me.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Nice. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah. How about you, Michael? Theme park or museum?
Yeah, sorry, but I'm not going to join you in the theme park.
Well, I like museums as well.
Sure.
I do.
Yeah, I would go with probably the museum. I'm not a huge museum fan, but just like a quieter space, and I can learn something about art or an exhibit or something, and not maybe as many lines. So that would be my choice, but we're just learning about each other.
Yeah. Nice. We'll just keep that out so we don't pick it again, and we'll see what else we get. We've got plan ahead or be spontaneous. Are you a planner or more of a spontaneous person?
Oh, I can't pick one.
No? Bit of both?
Both, definitely.
Yeah?
It depends on the situation.
Can you give me a context or a situation in which you would be a planner or vice versa? You would be spontaneous?
Well, I can talk about this. I was trying to plan. I don't know how well I did, but I did try and plan
Yeah.
to do this because I'm not good at cameras.
Oh, I think you're doing great.
I didn't know what to expect, even though I was looking at the YouTubes and had an idea what was going to happen. I still had to plan
Plan it out. That's super
as
fair.
well as I could.
And how about spontaneous? What's the context?
Off the seat of my pants.
Yeah?
I do that a lot, and my husband gets upset with me
Yeah.
if I think of a scenario.
Maybe I know you went on your RV trip recently.
Yes,
That
that was
somewhat
spontaneous.
spontaneous? Yeah.
Yeah, that was spontaneous
Yeah.
because of the Alberta. I decided to make a workshop for Alberta's Culture Days. And I thought, okay, how am I going to pull this one off? And you're thinking about Alberta, and I'm thinking about my collages. And my immediate thought was, what does Alberta mean to me? So that's what I did. And I thought, okay, I'm doing collages workshops. What kind of materials am I going to need? And I'm looking in magazines and things. And I said, honey, we need to go on a road trip, because he wanted to go on a trip anyway. He said, this is the time. So we get the RV and the cats and traveling down Alberta, and I'm collecting all these brochures and whatever I could find in all the different towns. And I got a collection for my workshops, and he got a bit more in BC. So it's all good. And
but that was spontaneous.
That was, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Let's rent an RV and
Nice.
That's what we did.
That's awesome. Well, we will move swiftly along to our tumbling tower games. So yeah, try not to take from the top three.
So he doesn't get to do one.
Unfortunately not. I'm so sorry, Michael. Sorry about that. Do you want to answer spontaneous?
Fine, I will answer. Thank you, Brenda. Generally, I would like to probably plan ahead. Sometimes I want to be spontaneous, but probably plan for most things. Yeah, that's my answer. We can move on.
Guys, okay. Move on to tumbling towers. Try not to take from the top three. And you're more than welcome to try a couple and see which ones are loose, like that one. And then we'll pop it on top.
So do you know what this number says already?
No idea.
I don't think I can get it out without.
Oh, you're welcome to try another one. I appreciate your tenacity here. I believe in you. Yeah, you got it. What number is that? 39?
39.
And we'll just pop that on top. 39. A question for 39 is, what are you afraid of? What brings you fear? I guess is the question. I'm trying to think for myself, too. Something that brings me fear. Unless you have something.
I'm not into snakes.
Snakes? Straight up, just no snakes?
Not into them.
When was the last time you came upon a snake? Do you remember?
In the zoo.
In the zoo? Yeah. That's super fair.
Behind glass.
Yeah. And it was just not your cup of tea?
No.
That's fair, yeah. Anything come to mind for you, Michael?
Well, sure. So something I'm afraid of. It's like a situational thing. This one time, I was like kind of like falling asleep. It was late at night, and then my partner like came in and like really scared me. Like I was like terrified. And now I was like, I don't want to sleep alone anymore because this place is so creepy. It was totally by accident. So I guess that's the thing I'm afraid of, I suppose. Sleeping alone as an adult, but not really. But it was maybe something that like that. Yeah. Anything for you, Dan?
Something that I'm afraid of. Oh gosh. I don't know why nothing's really coming to mind. It's like abstract stuff of like I don't know, like not being able to. I don't know. Actually, nothing is coming to mind. I'm drawing a blank. Yeah.
Well, I can't see you not being afraid of something.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of me?
No, not at all. No, yeah. I'll think on it. Maybe it'll come up later. But I'll move along. I'll pick a new one. I'm gonna go with this one. 34. 34. So what's one thing that totally blows your mind? Just can't comprehend it, how cool it is. I think for me, the first thing that comes to mind, if I try not to overthink this one, would just be like people's creativity, which is kind of something we focus on this show. And yeah, it's just the different ways, different paths that people find towards being creative and finding art and stuff in their life. That just, yeah, blows my mind.
I don't blame you for that.
Yeah. Anything come to mind for yourself just yet?
Well, you're bringing this all up, and there's so many talented artists that I've discovered as far as art goes, and then as far as music goes. I'm fascinated with a lot of musical artists, and actually we went to see Hans Zimmer in the concert a couple of years ago, or maybe last year, maybe in Vancouver, and his composing music is just miraculous. So there's a lot. You just can't pin one thing.
Do you have like a musical background at all, or is that part of the amazement? Do you think is that you?
Well, I grew up. I learned to play a French horn.
Okay.
In high school, played piano
Okay.
when I was younger, and I always loved music. So it's just makes me feel good.
Nice.
Different types. Yeah.
Music, nice.
And rock.
And rock, okay. Honorable shout out to rock.
Classical rock.
Yeah. I would be remiss if I didn't throw it to Michael this time. So, what's something that totally blows your mind, Michael?
Thank you for asking me, Daniel. This is going to seem funny, odd, because we are live streaming this interview. But for me, it's like on the internet. Like, I remember, like, my partner was in Spain, and she was, like, doing a video call, like, walking down the street. And I was doing a video call with her in here in Lethbridge, where we live. And I'm like, that just blows my mind how I could be having this, like, instant conversation thousands of kilometers away with, like, no delay. I'm like, how does that work? How does this
Yeah.
I can't, so that just, I can't comprehend it.
Yeah, you're right. It's very cool.
Well, there you go. Yeah, no, that's super fair. Yeah. Awesome. I think we are at our time for our icebreaker segment. So it's been super fun getting to know you and some of your preferences and a bit about you outside of your artistic practice. So yeah, thank you so much for your time and energy.
Well, thank you.
Awesome. This has been Tell Us Story Hives on location in Fort McMurray. I'm Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host,
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is
Brenda Carter, textile artist.
Awesome. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Tell a Story Hives on location in Fort McMurray. We're on Treaty 8 territory, Métis Nation Region 17. I'm Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host,
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability, and this is
Brenda Carter, textile artist.
Yeah, and Brenda Carter is a textile artist in Fort McMurray who creates vibrant, funky colored fabric collages, as well as an assortment of other items, which we'll get to later. But yeah, thank you so much for your time and energy in the Icebreakers. It's wonderful to get to know you a little bit, play some fun games. But this is your interview. And so, yeah, we'll just kind of get to know a bit more about your artistic journey and practice and just see how that goes. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I usually like to start by just, asking, what was your first experience with like creativity or art that you can remember and recall? What would that have been?
From almost birth.
Yeah. Straight out the womb and with a paintbrush, or what was it for
With
you?
whatever.
Yeah.
I doodled a lot, and yeah, grew up with I don't know if you can call it art, because with my Hungarian background, we did embroidery and things like that, and the crocheting and that type of thing, and I always liked to color, and yeah, so right from being young.
And it sounds like that was like just kind of a family thing, encouraged, or is just always available to you?
I just did it.
Found a way.
Maybe that was to keep me busy, I think.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, with your Hungarian background there, I'm curious about that. Tell me more about that. Do you feel like that has influenced your artistic journey at all, or not really?
I never thought about it, but maybe to some degree, because of the floral prints and how they do things. Not really my colored style.
Sure.
But
yeah.
I made my own.
Totally. Yeah. Nice. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And yeah, like, so what would have been the next thing that kind of happened, the next milestone? It sounds like you had lots of creativity and art available to you, or you sought it out in your youth. What was kind of like that next thing that maybe happened on your journey?
And music.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Played a part too. I was thinking about it, and when I was growing up, I mean, it was like the hippie days, so peace and blue jeans and headbands and all the funky stuff that was in that time period. So you had a different culture, and the freedom and just hanging out, and it was like out of the norm, the norm of era. And I think I had that kind of lifestyle. So if I had blue jeans and they were bell bottoms, well, I put bells on them. If I had
right, yeah.
if I and there back then I'd be going to school, and socks was a big deal. It wasn't just regular black socks or whatever. I always looked for the weird ones, sequined ones, striped ones, toe ones, and I was sewing then too, when in my younger days, and I would sew my own clothes. So I would make skirts to match my socks.
Nice. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that kind of ties into like fabric and fashion and just that was a part of your life, and that's the era that you grew up in.
Quirky.
Yeah.
It was quirky back then. And I guess it's kind of quirky right now.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then I'm also curious just to touch on that idea of like music, because you had mentioned that in the Icebreakers, and yeah, like you mentioned, you played the
French horn.
French horn, but also a bit of piano. Yeah, did that inspire anything, or was that just like one of those things that you did?
I
And
just love music,
yeah.
period.
Hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
It's a calming effect for the most part,
Hmm.
unless it's in your face rock.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Which you also enjoy.
I enjoy that too.
Yeah.
I've
Nice.
seen Guns N' Roses too.
Hmm.
So
Nice. Yeah, right on. Well, yeah. Another thing I'm curious about is on your website. I believe you mentioned, just being fascinated by artists and musicians as well, like not just like textile artists, but artists of any sort of discipline. And I'm just curious. Can you recall any of those people who you would have been like fascinated with, kind of nearer the start of your journey
there's quite a few.
there?
So Susan Carlson is the art fabric artist that I consider her a mentor through my journey. And I've also discovered it's an African American artist. I can't remember her last name. I don't know where my paper is. Bewley.
Mhm.
She does fascinating work, and she does fabric collages as well. And then there's a Sue Benner, who is a quilter, but her art, her quilts are just amazing. The different textures and the lines, it's just abstract, and it's so unique that I admire. Yeah, so
Yeah, tell me a bit more about Susan and maybe Sue. Were those like before you had started yourself, or were they like around the same time that you started?
I did find them before I got into this, because I was looking in Pinterest and seeing so many different artists and what they do. So I knew of them before I started this, and like I didn't get the opportunity to start this until after COVID.
Sure.
So I got to meet Susan Carlson in person, and met her face to face after COVID. But before, yeah, it's the ability to do Zoom workshops, and I did it with an African group out of Nigeria. So that was pretty cool. And this journey, I've learned about all these different cultures, and people being on Zooms, they're from all over the world. So it wasn't local, it was everywhere. So it has been a journey for me.
And would some of those Zoom workshops, would those have been before you started, or were those kind of after COVID, kind of at the start of your journey?
It was one workshop before before COVID went into play and affected everybody's life.
Well, tell me about that workshop and what that meant to you, and what kind of headspace were you in when you kind of signed up for that?
If you look behind you,
Yeah.
my first piece there was my psycho moth.
Oh, psycho moth. Nice.
How fitting, right?
Yeah. That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and
that was my first Zoom workshop.
Wow.
Yeah. And how I got the name? Well, actually, it's the first real fabric collage, so it was quite an experience how I was going to make it, because you start out with an outline of a subject, just the outline, and what I put on it was whatever, and you have the ability to take it off and put something else, or put something over it, and it was an adventure. And I guess that's why I call him Psycho Moth.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. And so that would have been, that kind of marked the start of your like fabric journey, you'd say?
Yeah. So
Mhm.
once you start, you can't stop
Yeah.
because you're all these different fabrics and what you can do with them. Because if it's just a piece of fabric and you take all these different segments out of it and how you use it, you can do a lot of different things.
Mhm.
So I learned a lot.
Mhm. Oh, that's super cool. And so, because one of the things I was curious about is like if you worked up to collages or if it was the starting point. And it sounds like collage was the starting point for you. Is that accurate or right? Or,
Well, I played with it on my own,
mm,
and I had always wanted to go to one of these workshops, and they're all in the States basically. And
mm,
I tried to register, but could never get in.
mm,
They have so many allowed in a workshop at a time,
mm,
so I could never get one. So when COVID started, Susan couldn't travel anymore because she'd go to different cities across the U.S. and whatever,
mm.
and she couldn't do that. And so they set up the Zooms, and as soon as that Zoom came, I took, I got in.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, I couldn't stop.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had mentioned Susan kind of being a mentor of yours in some way, shape, or form. Was that like a one-on-one sort of mentorship, or was that you kind of just following her journey and what she was doing?
Well, she acts as a mentor and a type of coach, and it's not just one person. She would have a dozen or so in a Zoom. So
Mhm.
we would be in groups. So we had it set up so we could work in our groups, and then they'd have time when everybody's do, uh, talking about their work in the process. It's 5 days long
Mm.
for the most part. So it's a camaraderie amongst artists. So I've met so many artists doing the same thing where
Mhm.
here I don't.
Yeah.
So it's been a very special experience.
Mhm.
And I've met so many people that way, and I have a lot of U.S. friends, and I have otherwise,
Mhm.
even some Canadians, but
Mhm.
most Americans.
That's fair. Yeah, yeah. No, that's super fair. And yeah, like so in those groups, like I'm always fascinated by like finding your community or finding your people. And
that's
so
that's what it felt like.
yeah.
I felt like I'm in the zone,
Mhm.
that have the same type of ideas,
Mhm.
but you never come out with the same results,
Totally.
which is very cool.
Yeah, yeah. Very interesting. And then, yeah, you had mentioned that kind of after COVID, you kind of had started up again and getting more seriously maybe into your practice and attending maybe more workshops. What happened next, or what was that next milestone for you maybe after COVID, I guess?
After COVID, after I was battling my cancer,
Sure, we
then,
could provide that context too if you're comfortable doing that.
well, it's all a part of my journey.
Yeah, let's go there then. Yeah, if that's yeah.
Yeah. So trying to get my bearings back because it did a number on me,
Mhm.
and I couldn't walk or talk, and my husband pushed me to gain my cognitive skills back, my physical skills back, get me back.
Mhm.
And it took a few years, but for this, once I was done the chemo and everything, and I was very weak, and I just trying to get me back and making these collages and puzzles, jigsaw puzzles,
Mm.
to get my brain going. He gave me 101 Dalmatian 1,000-piece puzzle.
That blighter.
I got my brain back.
Yeah. Nice.
So things like that,
Yeah.
and journals and writing in journals and writing period.
Hmm.
But this, I mean, I did all these like in the last 5 years, and they're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the pieces are, for the most part, had a meaning to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like my cat, the dog,
Mm-hmm.
my husband Cal,
Mm-hmm.
who's behind me.
We got
Newt.
one of the Fort McMurray horses, no doubt. One of the 18.
Oh no,
Fort
he's
Mc-
from Arizona.
Oh, fair
I'm
enough.
sorry.
Fair enough. No, that's okay.
Somebody's got to take a picture of a Fort McMurray
Yeah.
horse, and I'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a thing too, you
Yeah.
know. If they see these things and you have your special pets, I would do commissions.
Mm-hmm.
I would do commissions.
Well, there you go. Nice. Yeah, yeah. Amazing.
Because
yeah.
there's so many I can do for myself.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. But no, you had mentioned that, yeah, like kind of having this practice, I guess, after that, those health issues. And I think on your website, you kind of mentioned it as like, you know, a form of like therapy, I think is how you worded it.
It most definitely has been physically and mentally,
Mm-hmm.
very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that? Because I'm always curious, like especially for people watching, just having that maybe form of expression, and maybe you don't know why or what's compelling you towards it, but it seems like it's maybe just the act of doing it. But yeah, what can you tell me about that and having that sort of outlet at that time?
To me, it's like putting a puzzle together,
Mm-hmm.
just like putting a puzzle together.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you don't know what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
A jigsaw puzzle, you know your final result.
Mm-hmm.
But these, I could keep going on the same piece, and at some point you have to say, okay, that's enough of this one. Go on to the next.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
It's just it's a process, and how my brain worked.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's difficult and challenging, and just persevere.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting because it sounds like that's what you were doing, like at that time, was persevering.
And I knew when it was overwhelming that I had to just take a break.
Right.
So I have pieces that I've stopped months at a time,
Mm-hmm.
because I did have challenges,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's a beautiful message in of itself. Just if you need time, take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't make art do what you can't control it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If we were to pivot a bit, I guess you're being based in Fort McMurray for how long would you say?
I think 14 years.
14 years. Yeah.
Yeah, about
So-
that.
So I'd be curious, you know, what role does Fort McMurray play in your artistic practice, if anything?
That has been challenging.
Oh, tell me about that.
So when I got into the quilting and everything here, and I could, after my chemo and that, I couldn't go out for about 3 years because I had no immune system, and I just had to rebuild my body, and I couldn't really speak to people, or it was hard, and I couldn't do things alone. My husband had to take me wherever and speak for me sometimes when I had a hard time speaking. So I lost a few years there. So when I starting to build all these things and figure out what am I going to do with it, I love what I'm doing. I wasn't capable to hold a job, and I just it's beautiful work. What am I going to do, and who can I do it with? And so when I was starting to get out, I joined the Fort McMurray Quilters Guild. They have a local one. I met a few people, but they were more traditional folks. So I did join them for the time being, but I needed more. So I also met more with the local fabric shops and met with them. But locally, it's been challenging for me. And in the meantime, I learned about the Arts Council, our local Arts Council, and I became a member of that as well. Any avenue I could find, basically, and find out different artists, not just quilters, that do so many other things. So I've met people that way. And when I decided I wanted to start my own business, which I met more people because of trying to be a vendor in markets, and met people that way.
Okay.
So everything's been all over the page, all over the page as far as local goes. But it's a work in progress, and I met people and let them know what I'm doing, and they're pretty excited about what I do, but how I do it is
a mystery to them, and maybe you sometimes too. Yeah.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
It is. So that's my local. So I'm still working on that with the locals.
Yeah, that's super fair. Yeah, it sounds like there's maybe a bit of struggles there, but ultimately it sounds like putting yourself out there and just trying to find people, and maybe people outside of your discipline, and just connect with people. So yeah.
And I'm finding too that in this town that different artists are going through the same thing, and hopefully we'll get things together. Maybe the Arts Council's theater project will come into play for many of us, and it's overdue here. I think it's overdue.
Yeah, totally. Not to go back too far, but there was something that captured my attention in what you were saying about again towards the start of your journey, just and maybe talking about your support networks, and your husband Cal sounds like one of the main people in your life, especially at that time, and just that loss of maybe autonomy, and what that maybe meant to you. And I'd just be curious about that, because I think that people experience that in their life for whatever reasons. And so what more could you share about that?
He was my support mechanism the entire time, and he still is. I think he gets so frustrated with me a lot now, because I want this, I want that,
No.
I gotta buy this, I gotta. If I'm doing this, I need more fabric. I need another machine. But he loves me, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Or this one does, at least.
Yeah, he has been my major support, and my family, they're all a distance. Nobody lives here, so that's okay too. They check on me from afar, and I have a lot of friends here that have been support to me the entire time, and they're still with me.
And did you find them through the guilds or the Arts Council, or was that
from work?
From work.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was with them the other day. We had a picnic.
Oh, nice. It was beautiful yesterday. Yeah. Well, that's
It was another day when it wasn't.
Oh,
but
fair enough.
We still had our picnic, so that's cool.
Right on. Right on. Well, yeah, if we go back to some of the things you were saying, just about starting a business, what more can you tell me about that? And where was that kind of in your journey there? So after COVID, you had started your practice more seriously. When did you actually decide to make your business?
I think I made my mind up that I was going to do this because I was making all these things and not knowing what I could do with it. And like I have my collages and I have quilts and I do my sewing and yeah, so if I start a business, maybe I can sell things. Or how can I sell these things? Because I asked myself, well, why would somebody want this? Because it's my cat.
Yeah.
What about your cat? Yeah, so I mean, I have something in place, so I have to figure out how I'm going to make it work for me and my husband and see where it goes. And at least I'm trying.
Yeah.
And I have to have control, make control of what I'm doing, so how it can, I won't be going spiraling into nothingness with all these pieces.
Totally. And what I'm hearing is just that sense of maybe, like really taking back that autonomy, like one step, one jigsaw puzzle at a time, It's
Yeah,
like it's the next
I need
jigsaw.
to make a direction, and that's where I'm sitting right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, starting your business was a relatively recent thing for you in
I
your
think this last year.
this last year. Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Just recent. So that was a big step in itself.
Totally, yeah.
For me, yeah.
Well, I'm super excited for that whole next chapter and where that's going to take you. Another thing that caught my attention on your website was just you mentioned identifying as a textile artist and how that maybe wasn't always the case. And so I'm curious, when was that? Was that recent as well, or where was that in your journey?
Well, this is it. Trying to figure out what I am. So that's all I do is the textiles. But then I was considering, okay, what about mixed media? Because it's not just textile that I work with.
Sure.
And I went to see the person that set up my business about that. And she said, well, it's mixed media still incorporates textile. So, yeah, I'm good with it.
Textile or mixed media or anything
yeah,
in
I could
between?
still incorporate my mixed media into my textile. So I'll stick with that one.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. All right. One of the other questions we ask is just, what has been a non-arts related skill that you've maybe had to develop in your practice, in your life, or maybe it was just a life skill?
I thought about that one because I've done a number of things out of the ordinary.
Okay.
And I had tried to learn about computer programming. That was way out of my league.
Okay.
But anyway, I completed those things, and I don't play with computers now. But I was looking for work, and I was living in Kingston, Ontario. And I got a job, and it was overseas. And it was under contract for SNC Lavalin, who was contracted to the Canadian federal government Defense Department, National Defense Department. And the job was in Bosnia, in a military base in Velika Kladusa, Bosnia. I'd never been to Europe. I'd never I didn't really know what I was doing or what the job is. It had to do with inventory management. I knew that much. And I went. I was there for 8 months on contract, and I learned the system of the military's inventory system.
Oh,
so
wow.
had no clue, but I learned pretty quickly.
I see.
And it was it was when they were closing the military base, so you had to count everything that was in that camp and decipher where it came from. They had SNC had to account for all these things for military, so they had to get it right.
Totally. And that played a part. That's like a skill that you developed that plays a role in your practice and keeping your things organized.
Yeah,
or is that chaotic?
I did that all along.
Yeah.
Because I worked in the restaurant business 2 years before. So that's how things evolved for me, even here now with Syncrude. So that mentality and the research and learning and accounting, SAP. Yeah, it all
plays a part in what you're doing now, yeah, for yourself.
In some degree, in a different way.
Sure, yeah.
That's fun and makes me happy.
Totally, yes. Absolutely. Nice. Yeah, okay. I think we are kind of near the end of our time for the segment, but I guess I'd just be curious, like, what have been some of the reactions to your work so far?
People are fascinated with it, like really fascinated with it, and some people thought it was painting. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I had the galleries. Like I was asked to present my works in a couple galleries, and I see people when it's not the gallery anymore, and they recognize me or see them in the market. So that's really cool. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Well, yeah, I'm super excited to see where your journey takes you and how your business can grow and flourish. So, no, thank you so much for your time and energy. This has been awesome.
Thank you.
Great. This has been Tell a Story Hives on location in Fort McMurray. I'm Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is my co-host,
Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is
Brenda Carter, textile artist, Fort McMurray, Alberta.
You got it. And we'll be right back.
Welcome to Tell a Story Hive on location in Fort McMurray. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host,
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta, and this is
Brenda Carter, textile artist from Fort McMurray, Alberta,
great.
Canada.
Canada, there we go.
Throw that one in.
Sounds so laborious. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, nice. Yeah, well, yeah, I really enjoyed your interview with Daniel and learning about your artistic journey. It was really great to hear about. And yeah, this is called we call this the showcase piece, and we like to showcase the artist's work, show them visually, especially you being a visual artist. And we can talk about the stories behind these pieces, maybe into like some of the process around them. But it's always fun to really show those visuals. So yeah, I think we're going to start with why not. I know we touched on it earlier, but I believe, if I'm understanding correctly, your first piece was Psycho Moth, which is behind me.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe just tell me a little about Psycho Moth.
It's alive.
Ah. What was the story behind Psycho Moth?
Oh, my story. Well, I based most of these collages on actual subjects. So I did find a moth in the Calgary Zoo that was pretty spectacular. So that was my first choice to start a collage, and choosing my fabrics and the colors and what it's challenging to figure out the pieces, because I start with a template. Actually, I draw the picture, my photo. I draw the outline on a normal piece of paper. I have it enlarged, so I have the size I'm working with, and then I have to draw it on a plain piece of muslin. So that's my base, and just glue my fabrics on. And well, first I pin them on, because if I can't, if I glue them on, then they're just there. But if I pin them on, I can move them or remove them, whatever. It's just how my brain works, and how I'm gonna portray my moth. And it was so challenging that I didn't have that color originally.
No? What was it originally?
I don't know anymore. I just changed fabrics so many times, and I'm cutting all kinds of fabrics, making a lot more scraps. And when I was satisfied, I said enough is enough, and then I quilt it. I glue it, then I quilt it, and this is my result.
Yeah, and how long does that process kind of take in total?
It depends on how happy it's working out, because it took me over a week for sure, longer than a week. Some things take me months. Sometimes I'll just have to have a break, because it gets frustrating for me sometimes. But I think that's kind of normal for other people. So you don't just have to have cancer to take a time out. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was it about that particular moth that made you want to make a piece about it?
I liked the moth, what I saw, and just the shape, and it just had a nice figure on it, and it worked for me.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah. Well, we can move on to another piece in no particular order. Maybe the next one could be the Codfather. Tell me about the story behind the Codfather.
So I was doing a fabric collage of a cod fish, and he had a big mouth. So I made the fish, and it was okay. And I used African fabrics, I believe, for that one. And with my fabrics, it spoke to me that I was going to use African fabrics because they're just different. They're vibrant and they're just fun. It worked for the codfish, but I found that it was just too bland, and it didn't say much. So he decided to make a cigar and put it in his mouth, and I thought, oh, well, this is cool, and he looked like he had some character, and we thought, we're gonna call him the Codfather instead of a Godfather, and people quite enjoy it. Yeah, I love that fish.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a codfather, gangster. Yeah, yeah, and that's interesting. But like, I didn't think about that, about like the fabrics and where either the patterns or maybe where they might come from, and how that might influence your pieces.
And it gives a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely gives a character. So my journey, learning more about the African fabrics and the cultures, and it goes into play of my pieces. And it's kind of odd how this all works. Yeah.
Odd how?
Well, if you're looking at a piece of fabric, you don't really think much of it. Like if I'm looking at that pillow and it has feathers in it, and how can I use those feathers? And those feathers, you don't see that pillow, but it is in my moth. So I incorporated these different things into different pieces. So it's pretty cool when you think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, different like layers. Yeah, there's so much.
And layers.
Yeah, going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
We should have a little workshop here
We
now.
could do a demonstration. Yeah, yeah. We're not set up for that, but we can definitely.
Not this time.
Yeah, yeah, at this time, but yeah, it's interesting. We're like if you like that African fabric, it just interests me. Like, where would you source that kind of fabric from?
There too, at that time, I learned about it from the African workshop that I took place in Zoom, and that was a week long. And I was able to order fabric from there. It took over a month to receive it. I could not find African fabric in Canada or the US back then. Since then, we now have African shops where I can purchase it in Edmonton and Calgary and such. So that's good. But it took, that was like 4 years ago that how things have evolved, where I couldn't buy this fabric here and I had to go from the source. Mm-hmm. So now I can go to Edmonton and it's there.
Yeah. A bit more convenient, but it's kind of maybe cooler story if you have to like source it from other places.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's hard work. Same with some of the fabrics that I have. I couldn't get them here in Canada. Period. I could get it from the States. And I also, because I met so many people in the Zooms from the States, I would order fabrics, but I'd have it delivered to an American address, and then they would ship it to me in Canada. And even to this day, I have to go this route. So there's some special fabric designers that I am inspired with some of my works. So I had to go that route to get it. So it's not just making these things, it's a journey.
Absolutely, yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I could ask more questions about that, but I think I'll move on to another piece because this is our showcase. We'll have more images. Let's do, I think, Ooh, this one's actually just right behind me. Let's talk about Kevin. What's the story behind Kevin Shoebill?
My shoebill stork.
Yeah.
There too, when it was discovering what Africa has, and their fabrics and their birds. And I discovered the shoebill stork. I'd never seen anything like them before. I don't know if you have. You should look it up. They look prehistoric. They have that dinosaur look in them, and they look evil in real life, and but they're so unique. They go about 5 feet tall, and they can fly, and they'll have babies, about 3 at a time, but only one will survive. They're going extinct. Last I saw, there's only about 3,000 right now in existence. And I did a lot of research on this bird. I was absolutely fascinated with them. And I thought, I got to make one of these collages with them. So I did. And he turned out really cool. I started out, he was yellow, and it just did not work. That's why I tried pink, and he's quite popular. I learned he's quite popular, and that's my story. And there is some African in there, but a lot of the majority of it is from a different fabric designer. So it just oh, and my backgrounds are a big deal too on these collages. And sometimes backgrounds take longer for me to do than the actual subject matter. So with them, I did different textures and different techniques with the fabrics. It's kind of like I made my own. So there's different levels there of the. Is he behind me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can I do this?
If you need to, yeah. Okay.
So this is all chopped up in 1/4-inch squares.
Okay.
And you sandwich it in infusible interfacing. And then you sew on top of it like crazy to secure it, and it's sandwiched, and then you dip it in water to get rid of the stabilizer, and then you get this piece of this, and that was part of my bushes and stuff, and I did it with larger scales, sizes of fabrics. And this is, his beak is Aboriginal material, Australian. Yeah, and then my quilting with the leaf pattern, and yeah, I'm really happy with this.
Yeah, well, it looks great. Yeah,
and
so
I put so many different techniques into it. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly, yeah. Maybe someone may not realize that just looking at it.
No,
Yeah.
they wouldn't. They wouldn't. So.
Where'd the name Kevin come from?
Oh, Kevin. I named Kevin because of the bird in the movie Up.
Disney.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. That's
he looked like a Kevin.
Kevin. Yeah. I was just asking. There's no,
that's
no
good.
wrong
That's
answers.
a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Nice. No, that's great. Kevin looks great.
So there has a story.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll move on to another piece which caught my attention. It's a little caterpillar and there's a little quote called Scrappy Pete. What's the story behind Scrappy Pete?
Scrappy Pete was a picture my husband Cal took of a caterpillar he found here in the back in the tree. And it was a strange looking green caterpillar. Never saw one like that before, and we couldn't figure out what this creature was, and I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to do a collage of it because I have so many scraps of fabrics. And I have so much scraps of fabric. I thought, oh, I'm going to use these scraps for the caterpillar. So I got it done. And where is he? He's around.
We've got an
Anyway,
image.
it's like, what, 30 inches or something in diameter.
Okay.
So it's a big caterpillar. And said, I can't leave it like that. So I thought, oh, okay. There's going to be bugs chasing this caterpillar. So that's how I made embroidered bugs going after the caterpillar. And then I'm thinking, well, the caterpillar is going to turn into a butterfly. So I thought, okay, we'll put the butterflies. And then I thought, I'll put the caption so you'd know what the caterpillar was thinking. So I named him Scrappy Pete because he's made of scraps, and wish he only had his wings.
Yeah.
Now it has a story.
There you go. That's the story. Yeah. I feel like it also, like, he's scrappy. He's like trying to like fight to become a butterfly and fight the birds.
Mighty butterfly. Yeah.
Gives me a sense of his character. I like that. Nice. Yeah, I know we are getting close on our time. I think that'd be fun to actually pull out a piece that we brought off the wall here, just to show people. And this is actually, yeah, tell me about these things you make. What are these pieces?
This is a baby quilt, so it's like it's a tiny quilt, but I just find the colors so vibrant and so much fun and so out of the ordinary that I'm going to be selling these quilts for babies. And there's the back and there's the front. Yep.
Yeah.
They're just fun. I don't think anybody would make things like this, but we are now.
Why don't you think they would make these? Why, you said that you don't think they'd make them like this?
The colors, the colors, yeah. Because they're colorful and they're just fun.
Have you tested them on any babies to see how they react to the colors?
No, but I think I should. I think I sold a couple, and I don't know who purchased them. I wasn't at the market at the time, but it'd be interesting to see what babies thinks of these. Well, I'll have to have an experiment.
Maybe, yeah.
I will have to.
Yeah.
I'll have to find a baby and see where this goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I just love the color, and they're just lovely. So yeah, it's pretty cool that you're selling these.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, great. Well, yeah, I think that is all the time we had for this segment. So yeah, it's been really great to hear about your practice and also to showcase your work, Brenda.
Thank you for letting me share. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, this has been Tell a Story Hives on location in Fort McMurray. I'm Michael Bartz. I make short films and podcasts about environmental sustainability. And this is my co-host,
Daniel J. Perryman, local theatre and filmmaker based in Lethbridge, Alberta, and this has been
Brenda Carter, textile artist from Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada.
There we go. All right, thanks for watching.
Thank you.